What's up, fight fans? My name is Angelo. Welcome back to Geloman MMA. If you're a fan of the UFC, you like anything related to UFC, you watch UFC every single weekend, and you pay for all their pay-per-views every single month, this channel's for you. On this channel, I break down anything and everything related to UFC. I'm just a diehard UFC fight fan, and I enjoy speculating on the sport. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment because I post content like this every single week. So Francis Ngannou is a genius, and on this video I'm gonna explain why he's a genius, and I'm basically gonna be speculating about what I think is happening with the UFC, Francis Ngannou, and Tyson Furry. So this past Saturday, Francis Ngannou was at the Tyson Furry fight. After the fight, he went into the ring and he promoted probably one of the biggest boxing fights ever. After the boxing fight, he was in the ring with Tyson Furry, and they gave him the mic, and he basically told everybody, we're gonna find out who the baddest motherfucker is, and whoever came up with that is a genius. If it was Francis Ngannou that came up with it, he's a fight game genius. If it was his management that came up with it, they're a genius. Bottom line is, whoever came up with that is a genius. Tyson Furry and Francis Ngannou were both promoting the fight together, and that is basically gonna start the talks for this fight. Everyone's gonna get fired up for the fight. I'm pretty sure a lot of people looked up who Francis Ngannou was, because I'm pretty sure during the fight, when he went into the ring, everyone was probably like, who's this guy that's walking into the ring with him? And then after they promote him, they're probably still thinking, who the hell is this guy? So they probably pulled out their phones, Googled it, and they're like, oh shit, this guy is a UFC heavyweight champion. And I'm pretty sure even more people got familiar with Francis Ngannou. So I think the boxing match between Tyson Furry and Francis Ngannou is going to happen next. And the only way this is going to happen is if the UFC is involved. You guys have to realize that Francis Ngannou is still under contract with the UFC. And they're the only ones that's not going to let this fight happen. But the UFC is smart enough that they're going to get involved somehow. And it's going to be a successful boxing match. I'm pretty sure this fight is going to happen. But whoever came up with that promo at the end of the Tyson Fury fight for Francis Ngannou, they're a genius, because this is what that's gonna do. So basically what's happening is that's gonna get everyone interested for the fight, and the more people that get interested in the fight, the more likely the fight's gonna happen. Because if you can get everyone talking about it, it's a business. So the more people that talks about it, the more likely it's gonna happen, and the more people you can get interested in the event, the more it translates to dollar signs. And that's what's happening right now. This is very similar to what happened with McGregor and Mayweather. A year before the fight, McGregor cut a promo. He was at a boxing fight for one of his fellow countrymen, and Conor McGregor was there being Conor McGregor, and he was walking. It was after the fight. He was walking out, and there was a bunch of people with the press. Conor McGregor went up to one guy specifically, and he was like, hey, you're the boxing guy? And that guy was like, yeah. And then Conor McGregor was like, I forget what he said, but he was like, I am boxing. And he just cut like this promo, and he was talking crap about Floyd Mayweather in the sport of boxing. And that was smart, because that was right around the time when everyone wasn't really talking about the Mayweather McGregor fight. There's only the diehards that were talking about it. And once he said that, that same guy went to ESPN, and he told everybody on ESPN what McGregor said, and that kind of started like this wildfire. Everyone started talking about it, and it got to the point where everybody was talking about it. Then every news outlet, every sports outlet, anybody was talking about it. And the UFC and Floyd Mayweather and Dana White and Conor McGregor were just forced to make the fight. And I think that's what's going to happen with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Furry. I think now it's at the point where everyone's just going to talk about it. They're going to hype up the fight, and it's going to get to the point where no matter where you go, everyone will talk about it, and the UFC is going to be involved in it. Tyson Furry is going to be involved in it, and Francis Ngannou. They're going to make the deal happen, and I believe that fight's going to happen, and it's going to be a massive, massive fight. And then we'll find out who the baddest man on the planet is, and it's going to be fun. I'll pay for it. I'm sure all you guys will watch it. But I think that's what's happening with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Furry. And like I said, whoever came up with that promotion at the end of the fight is a genius, and it deserves all the credit, because that's gonna start the hype up for this fight. That's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, because I post content like this every single week. Anything related to UFC and the fight game. I love talking about UFC. I love talking about the strategy of these fighters, the mentality of these fighters, and the fight business. And that's it for this video. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.